All right, welcome to the Sports 2.0 Network. I'm Spencer. This is Bobby. We're doing Bees Talk, and the first thing we're going to talk about is how football season kicks off Thursday with the Bucks and Cowboys. If you're looking to place a bet, use Caesars Sportsbook, best platform in sports betting. Our promo code is Sports20RF. Again, that's all capitals Sports20RF. It'll get you a risk-free bet up to $5,000, and if you win. And if you bet $100 in cumulative NFL wagers, you will receive $150 to the NFL shop. All right, so let's get back to the Bruins. So it's been a while, and a couple things happened more or less throughout the league. But again, it's still off season, and we're waiting for things to pick up. But first thing we should talk about is rest in peace to Jimmy Hayes, longtime Bruin, bounced around the league, a huge glue guy, and you've seen, I think, every social media network put out something where it's like, hey, here's this story about him, where he was just being a great guy. So, I mean, it's
every kid's dream. He grew up in South Boston, grew up in Dorchester. Every kid's dream is to grow up and play for the Bruins, and he did that. He lived the dream, and it just sucks. It's tough. But
it's super sad. But so wish the family the best. And
yeah, they have a strong support system. Kevin Hayes is still in the league. Great guy, great hockey player. So they'll get through it. They got a lot of people around them, especially in the hometown, that love them. So rest in peace once again. But it just sucks to see happen. Such a young age, 31 years old.
Yeah, so sad. So then the next thing we'll talk about through the league. This is massive to us. The retirement of Henrik Lundqvist. That is.
Especially for us, we grew up watching Henrik Lundqvist and in his prime just absolutely dominate the goalie position. Guy was you just hated playing the Rangers and seeing that guy between the pipes. He's a brick wall for years.
Yeah, this is the hockey equivalent to almost to like Jeter. This is where even as Bruins guys were like, hey, thanks. Like you were
just
great
look
to
at
watch.
The guy's like had a 10-year stretch where you look at his stats, it almost looks like it's from a video game. Just
seriously. Yeah. In recent memory, can't think of a team that had, or a Rangers team that was loaded with talent. It was just, we got him. There's a shot. And now you're seeing that, like, that's what happens with now the Lightning. You got a guy in goal. One, and even in playoff games, one is enough. Like that was him. Not recently. Like he struggled late, but to see him go, it's bittersweet. But we might have a great time against the Rangers now.
Yeah. On the goalie topic, segueing into the Bruins, Tuukka Rask got me hot under the collar this week because it looks like he's going to be in a Bruins sweater when he heals from his surgery in 8 months from now.
Yeah,
and, I'm not happy.
No, you're not happy?
No.
I don't know, man.
Jackass knew he needed surgery on the labrum in his hip, and he went on a golf trip for 2 weeks after we got eliminated from the playoffs. He went on vacation with his family for 2 weeks, so that's up right there that he's postponing surgery. So he's already behind the 8 ball. We have Swayman. We just go out and we buy what's his face from Buffalo.
Olmark, he's solid.
I know, but I see all that and I'm like, oh my God, Tuukka's gone. Fine, this is great. And then I'm listening to the radio like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, because we didn't have the show. I was going to talk about this 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And he's coming back. I was like, why?
Yeah,
and he's expensive too. It's not like he's coming back for like $1.5 million for like half the season. Yeah. We have to pay the guy. It sucks.
I almost feel like I don't know, man. I almost don't feel like we might not need him.
We don't.
I don't think we do. I think
and guess what? Great. He can have an amazing save percentage in the regular season his whole career. Yeah, Tuukka's great. When push comes to shove in the playoffs, he disappears in crunch time.
Yeah, and Swayman came in that Islanders game, and he was solid. He got absolutely bombarded, let one in. He had one go in against him, but
I felt so bad. I felt so bad to open up that period. We just give up a breakaway like a minute in. Poor kid.
Like would he help the guy out? But like everything right now that's coming out of Bruins camp is Swayman's looking phenomenal.
And I think they got Olmark as the safety net in case he wasn't ready, because we have to remember Swayman is a kid. He's younger than you and me.
I was going to say he's a child.
So that was just insurance. And Olmark's a good attendee, so we're going to ride that duo into the season, which I'm excited about. Also, coming out of Bruins camp, Charlie Coyle's doing well. After he had 2 knee surgeries, he's been skating the last couple of weeks. They said he's looking
Right.
really good, healthy, no setbacks. So, unfortunately, he's our second line center now. So, better hope he heals up fast for that start date that's coming up.
Yeah, right.
So you got him again. Like I said it like 3 weeks ago. That Charlie McAvoy just keeps getting spotted running around Warrior Ice Arena after practice, just on the side of
Yeah.
the road by people, which is just so
Camera
pretty.
magnet.
I just love it. The guy just running up and down main streets, and they're like, "That's Charlie McAvoy." Some
Another
Rocky
good-
Balboa type stuff.
Literally another good season, and he won't be able to go outside.
No,
I mean, seriously. And then, all right, we got to talk about some personal matters. So about Charlie Coyle, he's skating again. That's great, but he's now engaged.
he is engaged to be married.
Congratulations.
He posted a picture with him, his fiance, and his dog. So yeah, congratulations to him. Chris Wagner just got married
Wags.
last week. Wags is married now, so congratulations to him.
Yeah, and hold on. That's like those are the young kids that are now getting old.
It's
Isn't
insane.
that weird?
Charlie Coyle
Right?
is 29 now, which is insane.
Insane.
29, 28, 29. Yeah, crazy.
Something along those lines. But yeah, I
Um,
mean, and those are like guys where it's like we've seen them be like they came in as kids. We've been watching them for a while now.
Man, Wagner came in with us when he was 20, because he's younger than Coyle. What's Wagner,
Yeah.
like 25 or 26?
I'm looking it up now, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, because we've had him for 3 years now, Wagner?
I think so. Yeah, Coyle's
I wanna say-
29,
Yep.
and then
That's all I know.
Wagner's probably I'm gonna guess. I bet you probably 25, 26.
Yeah, so we got him when he was a kid. So yeah. Also shout out to Craig Smith. It is his birthday,
Oh yeah,
which I love Craig Smith. I wanted to talk about that segueing heading into the season.
I mean,
As a
this is
player,
gonna blow your mind. Chris Wagner's 30,
what?
right?
I
wouldn't
thought
have
when
guessed.
I thought when we signed him, he was like a rookie deal, and then just didn't want to re-sign him, so we just got him.
That's
insane. He
He's
looks
been
like a
there for a
baby
while.
though. Anyways, I was just saying, segueing, talk about these guys. Shout out Craig Smith, it's his birthday. Heading into the season, that's my guy to watch. I love Craig Smith and the way he plays hockey.
his
On that
hockey
third
smile
line.
too is iconic.
Second, that weird like bump between the second and third line type of guy. He
Yeah.
bumps back and forth, but yeah, he's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, again, I think we talked about it. That's that Coyle Smith Hall line. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, Smith's just great at getting the puck in deep, getting into the corner, digging it out, and he's not the biggest guy, but he, like I said before, I love that he throws his weight around. So
It's great.
one of my players to watch going into the season. I'm gonna on that second line. He should have, I'll say, like 30 assists, 15 goals next year.
Yeah, I was gonna say he should be
Maybe a little
close
more,
to the 50
40,
to 60 point mark.
Yeah.
Hall should be 70 to 80. Because he's gonna get time on power play 1 probably.
Yep.
So
He's gonna get a lot of time on power play 1, especially with no Krejci.
yeah, and then I think
Krejci mixing on that power play 1.
which I'm okay with him getting off that line.
Yeah.
But like, so in terms of jerseys to buy, because this came up with me,
I
obviously
think that's a fun topic. Let's talk about that. Jerseys to buy.
So the first thing we'll say is the perfection line, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
Those are great.
37, 63, 88, those three aren't going anywhere. You can buy that jersey and wear it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and then you can hang it up if you want to. Ever.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great jersey. Buy 2, wear 1, hang the other up.
Yeah, exactly.
Chucky, obviously, we talk about him enough. Like, obviously, buy a McAvoy jersey.
Yep.
That's a beautiful jersey. Swayman might be one to watch.
I was gonna say, even though I'm pessimistic, I think Chucky could skip down in a year or two, but we won't go there.
Stop that. You stop that.
I know.
All right.
I know.
would like to see them win, and that wouldn't help.
Yep.
Chucky's a good one. I think now that you have Taylor Hall signed, locked in, buy it.
My brother actually rolled the dice. This is a funny story. So he went to first game of the Islanders series, the game that we won. My brother was in the building, and he bought a Taylor Hall authentic Stitch jersey in the shop.
Wow.
Retail $269.99. And
heavy.
Yeah. And then he also bought like 4 t-shirts. The kid was a menace.
Yeah, wow, that
And
is a lot of and those are
yeah.
in the garden shirts. That's a
So yeah, that's why he
heavy
did it, because
tab,
you can get, because you got people like t-shirts you can't get at like Dick's Sporting Goods. Like he got like
right?
some, like he got like a Kevin Miller t-shirt who was retired,
Yeah,
sadly.
goat. Love that guy.
He got a Wagner t-shirt, he got a Corral t-shirt, and
Sean
he got
Corrales
someone
makes me
else too.
sad still seeing
Yeah,
him go.
I know. But
Um,
I'm
how do you
saying,
feel
yeah,
about
like
71 for Taylor Hall though? That's the only other thing I was risky about too. I was like, I know, like obviously
he
just
was, yeah,
like
that was the other thing. He bought the jersey. He goes, if he changes his number, I'm gonna be so mad, but he kept it. So all
yeah,
good. He literally, like, I was like literally gonna laugh in his face if Taylor Hall either didn't sign back or just signed back. And what would have been even funnier is if he signed back and changed his number, because then my brother would be walking around with 71 in the back.
I know. I had a feeling. I had a good feeling he would sign back, but I had a like. I'm still thinking the number will change.
Yeah,
But I mean, hockey numbers are just they are what they are.
they are.
You are your number. It's not like football where it's like
I was
it
gonna say,
matters.
I feel like in the NHL, it's a sport where people like tend to like have the same number their entire career.
Yeah, and it's not like a practical number. It's like you are your number. It is what it
Yeah.
is. Um,
So another narrative we can look at coming in. My
this is
favorite,
big, right?
my favorite part. This we didn't talk about before the show. I just want to spring this on you and see what your thoughts are. One of my favorite people in the Bruins organization, Big Bruce Cassidy. I love the
Mm-hmm.
guy. Love him as a coach. I love him, and I think he's very well spoken in interviews. He's very blunt, tells it how it is.
Yeah, he is.
Where do you think his head at is heading into the season with the goalie situation? Because we talk about from like a Neely and Sweeney organizing this team. That's what they do. Bruce coaches the team they give him. Where do you think his head's at? Do you think because he's said it before, do you think when Tuukka comes back, he's throwing him in? Or do you think if, say, Swayman steps up and is playing incredible, he rides him and shelves Tuukka?
Look, the COVID year, you have a goalie bail on you in the middle of a series. You shitting me? So that
Yeah.
sucked. And then we had to bounce around with Halleck, who played all right, but it's like, all right, this is our guy that we ride.
Old bag Halleck did step up. I'll give him that. The guy
He
comes
stepped
off the
up, but
bench ice cold and played the best he could.
Yeah, right. And then so that left sour taste. And then this past one, and then now what he's doing with his surgery, he's putting it off. Like, look, it's gonna have to take Swayman and Olmark not playing great for him probably to be excited about having Tuukka back in net. Because
I'd agree with you. Even though Bruce Cassidy, like historically, has the biggest hard on for Tuukka Rask of like almost more than any coach I've ever seen for a goalie. Like the guy just like Tuukka could get shelled 8-0 and just start the next game. Like that's how he is with him. But I do think this off season definitely. I definitely think he'll reevaluate that, because at the end of the day, he is an honest guy. He's, like I said, he's a blunt guy. He sees things black and white, which I like for the coach. So yeah, I agree. I just want to see your take on that. I mean, I think he's a no nonsense guy too. So I really think this might be the last straw with Tuukka's stunt pulling. I think he'll be on the roster, but if either of those guys, Olmark or Swayman, are playing anything above average, he's not gonna sit them on the shelf.
Yeah, and I don't see Swayman having a bad year. I really see him coming on.
I don't. I think he's going to take steps forward this year, like big.
Yeah,
ones.
no, like I think he's going to have a great. Like, I don't see him being just average. I see him being like hey, this is a stud. Like we saw flashes of it.
I think another thing we don't talk about much. Tuukka's obviously hurt. Whatever, we talked about it. Bringing Olmark in too, I think brings a ton of pressure off of Swayman, so he'll play more relaxed when he is in there. I think if you throw a young kid like that, that's how old is he? Is he 21 or 22?
He was 20. I think he's 22 because he's second year in the league, so he wasn't even like a need to protect for the expansion draft.
Yeah,
that's how young he is.
I think it definitely takes a lot of pressure off him, because say Tuukka's hurt, you don't bring in Olmark and Vladar is your backup, so obviously Swayman's the guy. I think that's like crippling pressure to put on a 22-year-old kid as a goalie, because you don't see a lot of young goalies have crazy success. The last goalie that I was talking about this last night with my friends, weirdly enough. What was his first name? Cam Ward for the Hurricanes.
Right.
Won the Conn Smythe his rookie year.
Yeah.
And like that is just unheard of for a goalie. He's the only goalie that's ever done in his rookie year, but his whole career is downhill after that, we talked about. But yeah, for a guy like Swayman, incredibly talented, a young kid, I just wouldn't want to put that much pressure on him year one. So I am glad the way they are handling it.
And think about, so here's another name that's going to fall in that same category, Jordan Bennington.
Yeah.
He went from like that Stanley Cup performance, his game 7 still gives me nightmares. That was ridiculous.
Tuukka's game 7 gives me nightmares in that game too. Jesus Christ. Dude, we outshot them like 24-3 in the first period, and we let up a soft goal, and then Marchand goes for a little bitchy change with 15 seconds left to get a 2-on-1, go up 2-0, going to the locker room. Right there, the game was over. That was the hockey game.
Yeah, seriously.
But Bennington did stand on his head, dude. We just couldn't get anything through.
Yeah, but then
just peppered him.
Yeah, but then you put all that pressure on Benny and just say that he's the next guy, and then look what happened.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, he's fallen off, and now you see Carter Hart from Philly.
Yep.
Guy came out
same thing.
Exact same thing. So now it's and just with goalies too, you never want to you don't want to Pittsburgh Penguins yourself. Get rid of Fleury. Yeah. Rely on Matt Murray, get rid of Murray, thinking that Tristan Jarry's the next thing, and now they still have goalie problems. So
yep.
But I do think, back to Bruce Cassidy, I think he sees his roster. This is a Stanley Cup kind of, or it's got to be a deep playoff run. That's anything less than that is honestly a failure. So
I will say though, you can thank the New York Islanders and Rick DiPietro for teams being so terrified of signing young goalies that are good to long-term contracts for money.
Yeah.
Because that is debatably the worst sports contract that's ever been signed ever.
Yeah.
Before he plays a game in the NHL, Net hadn't played a game in the NHL. He was 19 years old, and they gave him like a 14-year contract worth like $130 million. And he was great his rookie year. Not like amazing, not worth that money yet, but people were like, oh, like he'll build off this. He'll be an elite goalie. Rest of his career, he just got injured like every year. Just kind of, I don't want to be mean to the poor guy, but kind of just blew as a goaltender. Like it just got to a point where like he had all these crippling injuries and was bad. And then the nail in his coffin was when he got into a fist fight with got into a goalie fight with one of Pittsburgh's old backup goalies. I'll think of his name later, but he broke his jaw, and then that was the end of his career. And he had like 4 years left on his contract, and he just didn't play for 4 years. But the Islanders were just drilled with paying this guy $11 million a year. So that's why teams are so terrified of like even signing goalies for like 5 years. And I think it's like you said, like the Penguins, after they messed up with Fleury, now they're like, what do we do? Murray, like teams are very skittish with goalies nowadays. So it's just kind of interesting.
Yeah, and then I think too, look at Vegas. Now that they've committed to Robert Leonard, but I hated what they were doing between the two of them.
Yeah,
and just like
you gotta give one guy the job or the other. You can't leave people's minds scrambled like that.
Yeah, and I think just it's such a mental position too. It's like there's a fine, like obviously you could be a winger, you could be a second, third, fourth line winger and put your ego aside. It's hockey, but goalies, you don't mess with their heads.
Yeah, that was the other thing. That's the other thing. Like I said, like Cassidy was so loyal to Tuukka, but I get in the middle of that cup run, him supporting him, because you can't pull him and like start swaying in the next game, especially with Tuukka, because he is even more so than other goalies. Tuukka is a head case.
Yeah,
like you pull him, and then the next game you bench him, and if you ever put him back in, he will just be a mess.
Yeah, and so I think I want to see Swayman get super comfortable between the iron throughout the full season, and then get him into playoff hockey. I mean, you got a room full of vets.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be, lock in, be a psychopath. You're wearing number 1. You're already tapped. Like you'll be fine. I hope.
I'm excited to watch Forbert play for us.
I am too. I'm just so glad there's going to be an effort to not let us get bullied, get physically bullied.
Did you want to run through the first couple games real quick?
Yeah. So do we want to we could talk about the exhibition games just because they'll matter for our third, fourth lines, and then maybe defensive line 3.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Or we can just skip the regular season.
All right. So it's all within our division. So they're exhibition games. we'll talk about them if something crazy happens when they happen. First one is September 26th. It's a Sunday against the in Washington against the Caps. If something crazy happens, we'll talk about it. If not, don't expect anything.
They're essentially like it's like a free NFL preseason. Like the
Lower.
starters didn't even play the first drive. Yeah, like each just backups the entire time. So
I would even argue it's deeper than that because like it's not like an NFL roster where you only have a couple guys on P squad. Like this is just like, hey, who's gonna be on the Providence Bruins this year?
Exactly. It's like, all right, we'll take our bottom 4 forwards on our NHL roster currently and let a bunch of Providence guys come up and fight for the spots. Like, that's essentially what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. So that's it. We'll see. First game is October 16th in the Garden, prime time against Dallas. Dallas Stars.
Tyler Seguin, baby.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough home opener.
I disagree. I think I'm not even gonna joke about it. That's 5-0.
You think we win that game 5-0?
No, I think we win that game 2-1, 3-1 with an empty netter. But
my only concern with that, Dallas isn't a playoff hockey team, but the way they're structured against us, like it's just going to be an offensive battle.
Yeah,
our defense is still pretty suspect right now. Like it could play good, but on paper it has question marks. And you don't know how either of our 2 goalies are going to play. So, but that being said, Dallas isn't anything crazy on defense or in between the pipes either. So it's just going to be a shootout.
Yeah, and I like our sharpshooters.
I
2
do.
lines deep.
Just need Pasta to not miss open nets.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good offseason. Whatever event he was just at, man. He had a nice picture. He had a nice, very nice.
He looked handsome.
He looks super handsome. He's getting used to being an American superstar. It's great.
Yes, he is.
So then we play Saturday, and then we have 3 days off to then get to Philly, September 20th. Philly, I hate to give.
We're gonna ragdoll Philly.
Yeah, I know, but they made good moves this offseason.
Yeah, they did make some. They beefed up that kid.
Out of Buffalo, it's like Rasmus Ristolainen.
Yep.
He had another guy that had a really good rookie season. They thought he was going to be the stud, and he's kind of plateaued earlier than expected. But I don't know. I guess with hockey, you got to look at it like, hey, that ceiling's super high. But again, it's Philly. We're gonna curb stomp them.
Yeah.
And then we go to Buffalo on Friday, which.
Taylor Hall of a Hattie. Just skip right past that. We don't need to talk about Buffalo.
Yeah, and then we go home that next Sunday against the San Jose Sharks, which
love when the Sharks come to town.
That is a dumpster fire.
Yeah, that team. Talk about falling off from what was it 3 years ago? They were in the final.
Yeah,
4 years ago.
Yeah,
I have no concept of time anymore, so you're gonna have to help me out. But
they were relevant a while ago.
They played the Caps, right? Was that the cup they lost?
No. I don't know,
Who
man.
played the Caps?
I don't know. That was Vegas.
Vegas. Then who did the Sharks play?
The year before. I don't know, because then now you're thinking about Nashville. Yeah, now you're thinking about Nashville, Pittsburgh, and I don't know, man.
All right, whatever.
Just look, San Jose is not relevant anymore.
They
all right,
yeah.
One of their second best winger is getting audited, filed bankruptcy. Now having locker room problems where
we don't have to get involved in the Evander Kane divorce gambling dilemma, but just they're not great there.
Yeah, as a show, we went too far into it. Okay,
just know they have trouble in River City. Yeah,
they have problems. Okay, and then all right. So that game's Sunday. Wednesday night, we go down to Florida to play the Panthers. Good team.
Yeah, I don't know how they're good either. If you look at they're not like super flashy. They're just like they have a good hockey team, like all around. Yeah. They're solid. Like they don't really have I don't know how to describe them. They're just a good hockey team. Like they're not elite. Yeah. They're not bad. They're just good. They're just good.
And then their goalie, one of their goalies that's coming up is his name's Spencer Knight. He's from Connecticut. He was in our class, our high school class, and then went to BC, won the Junior Olympics. So he's a big deal for USA Hockey, which then so we'll talk about that USA Hockey in a second. But So that night we play Florida. Then we go up to Carolina the next day. That's a tough road trip, but Carolina's now a team that's like, all right, you have some pretty decent hockey household names where they're a good team. You got to play them tough. And then that Saturday we play Florida again in the Garden.
Let's go through one more and then let's switch gears. But yeah, I like playing Florida twice and Carolina like sandwiched in the middle. So that'll be after they have a couple games under their belt. I think that'll be a nice little early season test traveling back and forth there.
Right.
And play some good hockey teams. So that's where we'll be sitting at to start the season. When's our first game? October 6th, you said?
16th, Saturday.
16th. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's a while.
All right.
Away. You know what's good though? The last thing we'll say about the schedule, November we finally take a tour up to Canada. Go play with those scrubs. I think
Canadian hockey teams. Besides Winnipeg, I love Winnipeg, but
yeah, we play all of them. Yeah, except Winnipeg. Actually, it's the only team.
I just don't like Calgary. I feel like they could make their jerseys way cooler, and they're just so vanilla.
So, oh my god, and that's the thing too. Their old jerseys were beautiful.
Oh yeah, they're great. Their retro jerseys are awesome.
Their retro jerseys are great.
Now they're just red, the sea with the flame, and the white. Yeah. Like it's just, I don't know.
You know what? That's what you get for wasting Johnny Gaudreau. He needs to be a Bruin, honestly.
He needs to be anywhere else.
Yeah, get him out. All right, you want to talk about the announcement? I think it was
you're excited about it. I'll let you make the announcement.
I am so excited about it. NHL signed off with the Olympic Hockey Committee to say we're going to send NHL guys to the Winter Olympics.
They should have never stopped sending them 4 years ago. It was like the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
No one's going to watch that. Like, I get what you're trying to do, but like they're like it's just better product on the ice to watch TJ Oshie score 12 goals in a shootout to break a tie. Like that's just you can't recreate that. Like you need those guys there. The other thing is, I think it falls on the NHLPA because they have no idea what they're doing. If you ever watch like rulings over the last 10 years of them voting on stuff, they're NHLPA, the players have no idea what they're doing. They vote stuff in, then they vote against it 2 years later. Like they just like this. Like I don't know why they ever were like, no, we don't want to go to the Olympics 4 years ago. And now like, wait, actually we want to go again. And they sit down, have a meeting, and the NHL signs off on it. Like just stupid.
It's whatever. Like, make up your mind.
I went off on a tangent there, but
no, because you're right. It's just like, can we just make a damn decision? Like,
yeah, exactly. As a hockey fan,
yeah, and then just think it through. Like, just sit back and think about what you're saying. Damn it! Like,
with that being said, too, hockey players are very like laid back, go with the flow guys. So I kind of get how they could be like, nah, maybe we shouldn't go. Actually, let's go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's where you kind of see them go back and forth.
Yeah.
Where they're kind of like if they just miss it. But, dude, I am so excited.
Me too. It's good for the game, especially on the national stage. Like,
yeah.
You like for like a team like Germany, for example, like the drop off from like their like 6 to like 12 guys in the NHL that could be playing for them to their like 20, 21-year-olds is so steep. Like they just can't compete. Yeah. So that's why I like that countries like that can now have their NHL.
Yeah, like back. For Germany, you got a superstar in Leon Draisaitl coming back.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. If he's not playing for Team Germany, I don't care. Like nobody will care.
You need to allow professional hockey players to play.
That and Germany would just get run up on.
Yep.
They still might. Like that team isn't that solid, but at least you have.
No, but you have a fighting chance.
Yeah, at least they might get on the board.
Because like the big thing is like say last Olympics, all like Team Canada, Team USA, more than half of those like 19, 20, 21-year-olds will end up playing NHL or AHL hockey.
Right.
With that being said, countries like Germany and stuff like that, like you cannot say that. Like maybe like 2 players from that team will get a crack at AHL or NHL. And that's honestly. It. So that's where the big talent drop off is. Yeah, it'll be exciting. It'll be a lot faster, a lot more skilled. Not to hate on our young guys, but they're more seasoned vets. So
yeah, and
it'll be fun to watch.
It is so cool to watch. And then
It's also
God forbid,
entertaining. It's also entertaining to see like Patrick Kane or like Sidney Crosby win a gold medal. Like, what's better than that? To see those
I
guys
mean,
gold medals around their necks.
that's what I'm saying. And God forbid, if Team USA does anything good, I will be the pettiest, cockiest. I will be talking my shit all year until the next one, whatever years it is.
I feel like Russia was always like, so good in the Olympics, like when they allowed NHL players, and then
Yeah.
like they would just lose randomly in the quarterfinals or semifinals, and it's just like Slovakia. I'd be like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, right.
It's always USA Canada in the gold medal game, and it's always electric.
Yeah, I need it. And I've missed it. And without that's the other thing too. When you didn't send NHL players there, those are the teams that still end up there. But now it wasn't even really a contest, and now it's like, okay, yeah, I want to see Bergie in a Canada jersey.
I was gonna say Bergie's gonna get the C this time around. What was it? When was the last time he played? 8 years ago. He's can't believe it's crazy to say that, but it was 8 years ago.
Yeah, I think about.
I remember I was in high school. We were watching it in study. Wow, we're old. Holy crap.
Yeah, we're old. We're so washed up. But, dude, you know what else to think about?
Well, it was 6 years ago because we still got 2 years till the Winter Olympics. But
gotcha. Think about if you're Team Canada, who are you sending out on your line one? Are you sending out Marchand, Bergie, and then probably Nate McKinnon at wing? Because you can.
So you send out Marchand, Crosby, McKinnon. But with that being said, this is still 2 years away. We just had the Summer Olympics, so things could change by then. What if like another McDavid emerges out of the woodwork?
Oh, right.
Like 20 years old and you just throw him out there?
It's possible.
No, McDavid's your first line center.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah, wow. But like McDavid, McKinnon, and Marchand would be disgusting.
Disgusting.
And then you run like Sid. Dude, Bergeron might be a third or fourth line center by then.
That's disgusting.
Not on Bruins, I mean on Team Canada.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, you know what's nice is Team USA is solid.
Yeah.
Not that we're thrilled about what he's done lately, but Matty Barzal in a Team USA jersey is going to do some damage.
He should be a Bruin. Let's not open up that can of worms again.
Chucky McAvoy is going to look great on first line D for Team USA. Yeah, that is a bummer that it's years away, but I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, it's just good news.
It's just great.
That a good spot to end for today, Spencer?
Yeah, I think November is going to be a little Canada tour, and then we come back to East Coast hockey, which I love. And so, again, it's early in the season, or still early in the off season. I'm excited to see what things get going. The last thing I'll talk about, not truly Bruins related. NHL decided that they're just going to repeat Austin Matthews as the cover athlete for NHL 22.
Dude, it's so dumb. Like, the guy's nasty, but come on, pick literally anyone else. Like, the last thing I want to do when I go on NHL, the last year I've been staring at Austin Matthews' face, which, love the guy. He has a very punchable face. Like, I don't know what it is. I just want to punch his face. But
he has a punchable face.
He has his grin almost looks like he's like smirking, like he's up to something. I don't like it. But
he does.
Now we get NHL 22. I hope they at least change the picture, because that would be like a big FU from EA if they just punch the same picture on and put 2022 under.
Oh no! Did you see it? It's dumb.
No, I didn't look at it. I heard that it was Austin Matthews, and I refused to look it up and like see it. But the last thing I want to do this year, I'm going to buy the new game, and for another year, I'm going to stare at Austin Matthews' face when I log on to Xbox. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah. And, like, the mustache isn't my problem. I think just having that look being...
It's a little bit of the problem.
I love the sleazeball look, but he has a face, dude, where it's like you look at athletes that are usually, like, trimmed up. His face looks like a fat kid's face.
Yes, it does. It's almost like the Phil Kessel face.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Phil Kessel.
That's exactly what it is.
If you don't know who Phil Kessel is, you look at him and be like, all right, you need to start.
A janitor. Like, yeah.
He is that creepy janitor with a... Yeah. Oh, my God.
Guy loves glizzies. When he got traded, dude, the hot dog vendor outside the stadium in Pittsburgh was like, I literally just lost my best customer. Like, I was going to say, 2 hot dogs every day for lunch.
He probably went with him to Zona, dude. There's no way he could support himself without Phil Kessel just robbing his cart.
Or maybe it was when he left Toronto and went to Pittsburgh. But one of his team transfers was when the hot dog vendor was like, "The guy buys 2 hot dogs from me every day."
Yeah. You know what? You know what that makes me think of? Last thing that we'll bring up. So the Stanley Cup obviously goes on a tour all summer. It's really cool. Now you have some of Tampa's guys that are bringing it back to Canada, and they're eating the what's that thing? The like French fries with gravy all over it. I forget what it's called.
Poutine.
Poutine. Yeah.
Poutine. Sorry, poutine is the stuff that's scented. Poutine. Excuse me.
Jesus, not even close, guy.
Yeah, those are two different things. But yeah, poutine. Poutine's awesome.
And I'm like, oh man, yeah. But you see all over the Stanley Cup. I'm like, wow, that is authentic. What would be your go-to besides? Don't just say like, oh, I'm drinking out of the cup. What are you doing with the cup, or what are you eating out of the cup?
I've thought about this before. It's gonna sound messed up, but I'm taking an entire box of Captain Crunch and pouring a lot of milk in it. I'm eating a mega bowl of Captain Crunch because I love Captain Crunch. But that's personally awesome. What I would eat out of it. What would you eat out of it?
Probably Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I was going cereal route too. How can you not look at that and be like, I'm having cereal out of this? Like it's inviting. It's so inviting.
It is. And it's just that too. And then I'm drinking the cinnamon milk right after. That's gonna be delicious.
Yeah,
that's delicious. I'm trying to think.
Maybe I'll audible to like Fruit Loops.
No, I won't.
Apple Jacks, so it gets pink milk.
Yes, yeah. Apple Jacks okay, not Fruit Loops. Can't do it. All right.
I think that's gonna do it for today, everyone.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. Next week we'll come back at you with hopefully some good, just a story, some good NHL news. Besides, like, hey, it's still getting closer to first puck drop.
We'll have eyes on Bruins training camp. If anything else is developing out of there, we'll be sure to let you know.
Yeah, we'll be live. We'll be entertaining. We're still spontaneous guys, but again, this is the down month of hockey. It's just a whole load of calm before a storm. So,
yep.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.